Banks and several other financial institutions, but especially banks, were blamed for their insensitive decision making. Now, around the time of this financial crisis, a post appeared in a little less known blog, and it was titled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer interaction or peer-to-peer electronic cash system. There was this article written by Satoshi Nakamoto. Okay. This is a fake identity. We still don't know who's the author till date. But the post read Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. In this particular article, Satoshi suggested, or Satoshi's views were that banks and governments had too much power when it came to currency. Because we know in our country there is RBI regulating the currency, and everywhere there are central banks and there are other banks controlling the money supply in the country. So she suggested a new type of money, Bitcoin. Okay? And she said this is a cryptocurrency which will not be controlled by any bank. You can transfer this anywhere, and there will be no person or institution coming and asking you why you are doing this. This sounded really crazy because even now we don't understand how can a currency be going from one place to another without a person knowing it. This was the same confusion that came up when this article was published. Many people ignored Satoshi's ideas. But there were few people who understood the crux of this article. They started believing and they started slowly developing this particular currency. Today, Bitcoin has in total a network of 10,000 nodes, and we are looking at a market which is worth 653 billion US dollars. Okay, this is something that has happened in the international scenario. But why is that I should be bothered about something that is happening in an international currency market? We should be really worried. Point number one, we are chartered accountants. We are supposed to know everything under the sun. Point number two, there was this news in the Indian newspapers recently that stated Kasha, or the cryptocurrency bank, is coming to India. It is planning to launch its services by mid of August. There will be personal account services offered to everybody. So it is high time that we understand what a cryptocurrency is. What is this Bitcoin? What exactly happens in the cryptocurrency market? Good evening once again. This is me, Devika, and today we'll be discussing the topic decoding cryptocurrency. We'll be going right from the basics to what is a cryptocurrency. So question number one, what is cryptocurrency? See, cryptocurrency is a method of payment. Unique feature is it can be exchanged online for goods and services. It is decentralized. Unlike other currencies, unlike the rupee notes that we hold in our hand, this is a currency with no godfather. There is nobody looking into what is the supply, what is the demand of this currency. And it is anonymous. How can a currency be anonymous? How can a currency be decentralized? We'll see a little more. Now, to understand cryptocurrency in simple terms, we can look at casino coins. Not enough casino coins, we can think of a PlayStation. Whenever you go to a PlayStation, you do some rides or something, you get few coins. And finally, when you come to the counter, you can exchange these coins for cash. Like when you sell the coins at the counter, they give you some money. Okay. So what do the coins denote? These coins denote some form of money, but can I exchange these coins and buy some goods or services? No. If I want to purchase some goods and services, first I should be converting these coins into money and then use that money to purchase goods or services. Okay. Inside the PlayStation, you can exchange these coins anywhere. But once you come out of the PlayStation, make sure you're giving back the coins to the person getting the money, and with that money, you can actually purchase goods or services. Okay, so does that mean if I own certain Bitcoins, I can purchase goods and services? Yes, you can purchase goods and services as long as the seller accepts Bitcoins. Okay, if the seller is not accepting Bitcoins, what you have to do is you should find a person who wants Bitcoins. Sell your Bitcoins to those person and get money from them. That is how Bitcoins work. So Bitcoins in itself, they cannot give you some goods or services unless the seller is ready to accept money in the form of Bitcoins. Okay. Now, whenever you try to Google something about cryptocurrency, the articles come as Bitcoin, or sometimes they may say cryptocurrency. So first confusion that anybody would face is, what is Bitcoin? What is cryptocurrency? See, Bitcoin is a type of cryptocurrency. Does that mean there are many other cryptocurrencies? Yes. In fact, there are 1,600 digital currencies available. And to be very specific, there are 11,000 cryptocurrencies available in the market today. Out of these 11,000 currencies, Bitcoin is considered to be the most popular one. The reason is because Bitcoin is the first cryptocurrency with which we started off. So, since though there are a lot of currencies available in the market, since Bitcoin is the most popular one, whenever people mention about cryptocurrency, they tend to use the term Bitcoin. But is Bitcoin just a cryptocurrency? No. We have a little more to understand regarding Bitcoin. See, remember the article that Satoshi Nakamoto mentioned? She mentioned the article, or she titled the article as Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. She mentioned this term Bitcoin. This Bitcoin actually referred to a system whereby data can be recorded, stored, and shared. She did not actually refer to a currency. She was actually referring to a system, a unique type of method or a unique method whereby you can record, store, and share the data. So simply, if you take Bitcoin and if you try to divide the contents of Bitcoin theory, or if you try to divide the contents of our article, you understand that there are two major concepts being discussed in Bitcoin. That is blockchain technology and cryptocurrency technology. So Bitcoin is just one term for these two technologies together: blockchain technology and cryptocurrency technology. Let's see. The blockchain is a particular method of recording data. Now, why do we actually need a blockchain? For example, initially we had floppy disk CD-ROM copying data from the computer. Then came internet and cloud services, whereby we used to store data on internet, we used to send copies across. The problem is you do not know whether only one person has this particular data, or you don't know how many copies of this data is available in the market. Simple example, conducting an audit, you would be finalizing the audit report. Nobody knows which is the actual version of, or which is the latest version of the audit report. So whenever we look into our document, or whenever we look into our folder, we can see that audit report version 1, audit report version 2, audit report version 3, and so on. So since we do not know which is the most updated one, we tend to make multiple copies of the same. This can be removed using blockchain technology. Blockchain technology is basically, or it is simply a method of recording data. See, a person wants to send money. That transaction will be represented as a block. Now, this block will enter a network of computers. This network of computers will verify the particular block. And once they approve this, this block will form part of a chain. And once that connection is complete, the transaction is verified. Okay. This is the core of blockchain technology. So this could be, just give me a minute. Yes. So this is the crux idea of blockchain technology. Once again, blockchain technology means you want to do something. Suppose if it is an audit report updation, okay? You do an audit report updation, that updation goes inside a block. That block goes to the network. Network will verify whether that updation is required. If that updation is required, network will agree. Once all the computers in the network agrees, that block is connected to the particular chain and the chain of transaction is recorded. This is blockchain technology. Initially, blockchain technology was brought in to support Bitcoin currency. But today, we know that blockchain technology is a separate branch altogether. It has applications now in accounting, financial management, even in the process of voting in US. So, Bitcoin here uses blockchain merely to record the payments because we need a book where all the payments are recorded. So Bitcoin uses blockchain technology to keep a record where the Bitcoins have been. Bitcoin was first with me, then the Bitcoin went to the next person. Suppose it went to Rahul, from Rahul it went to Amit. So blockchain records each of these blocks. From myself to Rahul, there will be a particular block. From Rahul to Amit, there will be another block. And all these blocks will be connected with respect to that particular Bitcoin. Okay. So beneath a Bitcoin, there will be a blockchain. And if you look into each block, you can see with whom all this particular currency was there. And each of these blocks joined together, you will get a blockchain, which is a record of the transactions that have happened with that Bitcoin. Okay. Now, Bitcoin's blockchain. So Bitcoin's blockchain, the reason why I mention it as Bitcoin's blockchain is because the blockchain has a wider applicability. Okay. Now, Bitcoin's blockchain simply records all the transactions in the form of a ledger in a computerized database. Digital information will be recorded, distributed, but it cannot be edited. This is a specialty of a blockchain technology. Once a particular block is approved by all the networks, you cannot edit the block. Take the same example. I was giving a transaction or I was sending money to Rahul. If that was an incorrect transaction, there is no way I can edit that particular transaction. If I have sent 10,000 Bitcoins to Rahul or 10,000 money or 10,000 US dollars to Rahul, those details of that particular transaction can never be edited in a blockchain technology. That is a reason why it is considered to be very, very secure. Data or information can be recorded, distributed, but not edited, which is a reason why blockchain technology is now put forward in voting procedures. Blockchain technology works on a public-private key cryptography. We'll understand what public-private key cryptography is in the subsequent slides. Another feature of cryptocurrency is anonymity. In the first slide, as I mentioned, it is decentralized and it is anonymous. Decentralized means there is no central bank looking for Bitcoins. Anonymity of cryptocurrency. It means whatever you do in cryptocurrency, nobody is going to know. How is that possible? It is possible. Take a simple example. Think of the TV signals we are receiving at our homes. It is a signal or it is a network which is open to anybody. Anybody who has a particular subscription can avail all the signals in that. Now think of a defense level communication. When it comes to defense level communication, whatever you communicate, it will be received by only those persons to whom the communication was intended to. Okay? So what is cryptography? Cryptography is nothing but the sender will encrypt or hide the message using some kind of technique. This encrypted message will be sent to the receiver and the receiver will decrypt the message. So logic remains the same. Sender has to simply hide the message. This hidden message will be given to the receiver. Receiver has to decode this message and understand what it is. This is the basic idea of cryptography. Cryptography is a particular technique wherein message is initially encrypted. Encrypted means a message becomes hidden. Then this hidden message is sent over to the receiver. Receiver will have some technique. Receiver knows, okay, this is how I should decode the message. Receiver will decode the message and he will generate what the original message is. Right? Now, the same cryptography is brought in cryptocurrency. That is the reason why we have this crypto in cryptocurrency. Crypto in cryptocurrency stands for the simple idea that cryptography technique is being used here. See, cryptography techniques are used to maintain security and confidentiality. Cryptography on a larger scale involves coding and decoding of data. It involves very complex mathematical solutions or mathematical algorithms. Simply said, it is very complicated at a mathematical level. Now, cryptography can be configured as per our requirement. If I want the message to be very complex, I can make it very complex. If I want it to be less complex, I can make it less complex. But basic idea of cryptography is to ensure that transactions are secure on the network. A number of units or generation of number of units are controlled on the network and all the transfers are verified. This is the idea of cryptography. This same cryptography is brought inside cryptocurrency. Now, little more regarding cryptography. The best example of cryptography will be the code, Sadhanam Kaiyilundu, and the other person responds, Sadhanam Kaiyilundu. That is a simple example of a cryptography. Only the sender and receiver will be able to understand what the actual meaning of the message is. So earlier we had transposition ciphers. For example, if I want to send a message, green grass, I will just reverse the alphabets and I will probably write it as NRGEE and SRGAS. This is how I will be sending the message. The receiver will know the technique how to get it transferred. He will decrypt this message and he will understand, okay, green grass is the message that is being sent to me. This is a technique of transposition ciphers. This was a technique that was used in earlier times to encrypt a particular message. But right now, we have complex computer algorithms and mathematical technology to make a message very, very complex. But what is a basic idea of cryptography? I am the sender. I will be sending a hidden message. This hidden message will go to the receiver. Receiver will know how to read this hidden message. He will apply some technique and he will understand my message. This is the idea of cryptography. And this idea of cryptography is what we use in cryptocurrency. So once again, cryptocurrency, or in other words, Bitcoin. I might use Bitcoin and cryptocurrency interchangeably because Bitcoin is the most popular form of cryptocurrency and it is one of the first versions of cryptocurrency. So once again, cryptocurrency or Bitcoin, it has two technologies in it. One is blockchain technology and the other is cryptocurrency technology. Blockchain technology is just the ledger record. Whatever was done using the Bitcoin, blockchain technology will record this. Each transaction will be recorded as a block and that will be a chain of blocks, which is the blockchain. So beneath every Bitcoin, there is a blockchain technology and there is a cryptocurrency technology. Cryptocurrency technology is nothing but the cryptography. What is cryptography? You just hide whatever you're doing and let only the receiver understand whatever you want to communicate. Right. So as I mentioned in the beginning, cryptocurrencies use public key cryptography or cryptocurrency cryptography. Sounds very nice to hear. Public key cryptography or cryptocurrency cryptography. This is the concept, or this is the technology that is behind cryptocurrency. We'll make it very simple. Think of a post box. Post box is a small box where you can drop in letters. Anybody can drop mails or letters into a post box. But can you access the letters inside the post box? No. The postman has a key with which he will open the lock and he will take all the letters in the post box. This is the logic behind public key cryptography, which means there will be a public key which anybody can use or anybody can send the money to, which means this area is a public key. Here, anybody can deposit mails or letters, but only the postman with the key can access the actual letters in a mailbox. This is a private key. So public key is simply an address to which any person can send the money, and private key is a secret key which you will be having, using which you can access all the money in your account. This is the idea behind public key cryptography. User will have both a public key as well as a private key. So whenever I want some money from Rahul, I will be mentioning to him that this is my public key. Send money to this public key. He will be sending money to this public key. But can I access the money? No. I will be able to access the money only if I have the private key. Private key is a sort of password. Okay. So whenever you want to receive money, you will mention the public key. And whenever you want to actually access the money inside your wallet, you have to use a private key. Public key, private key will be around 30 alphanumeric key. There will be 30 numbers or letters, and this will be a code which you will be using to send or receive money. What is the purpose of public key? It is to give people an address to which they have to send the money. And the purpose of private key is to unlock the public key to receive all the money that I have, all the money that has been sent to this particular account. So every Bitcoin or every Bitcoin you hold will have a public key, a private key. Public key means an address to which the money has to be sent, and private key is a key using which you can actually access the money which you own. What happens in public key cryptography? See, public key cryptography means it ensures that your data is very, very secure, because anybody knowing your private key is a very remote chance. But what can go wrong in public key cryptography is if you use or if you lose your public key, if you lose your private key, there is no way you can access your account. Right now, if you forget your bank account password, you can just give it like forget password, use some fill up security questions, and you can get a new password. But this is not possible in cryptocurrency. Once you have lost your private key, there is no way you can recover whatever money is available inside your wallet. There are many people who have actually died without mentioning private keys, and nobody is able to recover their money. This is a dead end when it comes to public key cryptography. And if you accidentally reveal your private key to any other person, they can steal all the Bitcoins which are available in your computer. This is the major drawback when it comes to public key cryptography, which means no way you will be getting your private key back. Once it is given to you, it is your responsibility to keep it safe. Bitcoins and banks. This is a continuous debate that is happening in most of the countries. So what exactly makes Bitcoin different from banks? We'll just look at it. Banks are open only for limited hours. It's probably 10 to 5 on a normal day. But Bitcoin, there are no set hours. At any point of time, you can transact in Bitcoin. Transaction fees, yes, transaction fees are fixed by banks and it is often on the higher side. But for Bitcoins, transaction fees are very, very less. Whatever the transaction fee, in case of banks, suppose if you're giving a clearing check on a Friday, high chance that the money will be getting credited only on Monday or Tuesday. Because if the bank is not working, then there will be considerable amount of delay. But in the case of Bitcoin, it is going to be instantaneous. It depends upon how complex that particular transaction is. So even if the transaction is very complex, it is not going to take more than an hour to complete your Bitcoin transaction. If it's a normal Bitcoin transaction, it will be completed in less than 15 minutes of time. Ease of transfers. Suppose we want to transfer some money from ABC Bank. What you have to do is go to the bank, open an account. For the purpose of opening an account, you have to give all your Aadhaar, PAN card, photograph, then you have to sign a lot of procedures. When it comes to Bitcoin, all that you require is a mobile phone with a good internet connection. That is enough to transact in Bitcoins. Now, what about account seizures? We know that whenever our case comes into some proceeding, first attempt will be to freeze our bank accounts. So because of the KYC norms, all your bank accounts will be linked and it is easier for the government to pick up your bank accounts and freeze them completely. But in the case of Bitcoin, you do not have any KYC regulations. It is up to you to open and transact in Bitcoins. So which means, suppose if you get into some trouble and if government wants to seize your assets, it is not possible because government will have no idea where your Bitcoin is. So that is the reason why most of the governments are against the particular Bitcoin because there will be no government control. Little more on that idea. Why are governments so scared about Bitcoins? Primary reason, Bitcoins are decentralized or they have no central authority, which means there is nobody issuing Bitcoins. If you ask who is issuing rupee, they would point out Reserve Bank of India. If you ask who is issuing Bitcoins, there's nobody. It's people's currency. It is up to people to create this currency. How this is getting created, we will be discussing, just keeping the suspense alive. But let me tell you, there is no central authority in control of this currency. It is up to the people to generate and transact in this currency. This currency is created in cyberspace by Bitcoin miners or cryptocurrency miners. Right. What is the existing system in our country? We have rupee notes and coins issued and controlled by RBI. Rupee note, simply taken, it is just a paper. Why does it carry value? Because inside, like on a rupee note, you will find a declaration or you will find a promise by RBI governor that I promise to pay so and so amount of money to the bearer of this instrument. That promise or that backing is provided by government. And whenever government wants to control the money supply in the country, they introduce monetary policies, depending upon whether the economy is in recession or whether the economy is in a boom state. And also, government has a control over currencies in circulation in the market, because this will help them to track the currency movements. They'll understand whether currency is too much in the economy, because too much currency can lead to another disaster, which Zimbabwe recently faced. Now, they can also understand who profits from the movement or where the currency is currently located, which are the regions or which are the states which are having a huge supply of currency. Government can collect taxes on it, and government can also trace criminal activity. Now, when it comes to Bitcoin, as I told you, Bitcoin is completely anonymous, or there is nobody who can understand what you're doing with that particular Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin is there is a blockchain technology. Blockchain technology, yes, they can see the transaction, but what are you going to do next? Nobody will know, because it is entirely cryptic. It is only me and my recipients will know what is actually happening there. Nobody else will have any idea regarding how and where I am transacting these Bitcoins. Coming to the Bitcoin system. Bitcoin system, or people actually don't need the existing bank system or banking system for the purpose of Bitcoin generation, because Bitcoins are created in cyberspace. How are Bitcoins created? There are huge computers. There are huge computers or huge machine computers which solve complex algorithms or complex computations. And once that is complete, a Bitcoin will be generated. Take a simple example. Back in 10th standard, we had this lovely chapter by the name Trigonometry. And trigonometry always carried this particular question, that is LHS equal to RHS. That is proof. Prove LHS equal to RHS. And we will do all sort of techniques and we finally get that moment where we get LHS equal to RHS. Hence proof. This is the minor version of what Bitcoin mining does. Bitcoin miners are given a complex problem like this, and LHS and RHS to be tallied. They have to solve these complex problems. And it is not possible to be solved by us. Even the machine computers take close to 2 to 3 months to solve a particular problem. These complex computers have to solve these mathematical problems, and once that solution is arrived, that is once the LHS is equal to RHS and it is proved, a Bitcoin will be generated. And whenever you generate a Bitcoin, you will be rewarded in terms of Bitcoin. I'm speaking about the Bitcoin miners. So what is a mining, or what is this Bitcoin mining? It is not like somebody is going down there and somebody is just mining there. No. Mining happens in cyberspace. Who are the miners? Computers are the miners. High technology, high definition computers. I'll give you a picture of those computers. We will be discussing about Bitcoin mining. So there I can give you a picture regarding the computers which are actually generating Bitcoins. Okay. So whenever the computers generate Bitcoins, whoever owns those computers will be getting payment in Bitcoins. So these Bitcoins are stored digitally, and then they are further exchanged between buyers and sellers. So whenever I have to do some criminal activity, I will just give a quotation to somebody and I'll tell them, okay, I'll make a payment in Bitcoin. I make the payment in Bitcoin. They also receive the payment in Bitcoin. They have a wallet. I have a wallet. We exchange each other money. Transaction is complete. Can the government have an understanding? Can the government get any idea regarding this? Absolutely not, because even though government knows that I'm conducting a criminal activity, where will you get my money from? Because my wallet is somewhere there in the cyberspace, which is something you can never access. Now, if Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency becomes widely adopted, what will happen? Yes, the entire banking system would become irrelevant. Because what is the requirement of banks? If we people can ourselves transfer currency, ourselves send money, why do we need banks then? Entire banking system will become irrelevant. Yes, that is actually convenient on one end, but look at the kind of jobs that banks generate. Whenever there is a bank, along with the bank or inside the bank, or even depending on the bank, there are several jobs in and around. All the jobs will be disappearing. Banks, as well as the people working in the banks, contribute a lot amount of money to the taxes in the country. That is going to go away. Money transfer is a big business in the country, especially in the state of Kerala. All such money transfer business will be gone. Western Union will be no more relevant in the country, because money transfer will now be taken care by Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency, whichever is coming into picture. But then what is the other side of the Bitcoin? Then why are still people so much concerned or so much interested in Bitcoin? The thing is, agree or not, central bank and its policies were responsible for the global financial crisis of 2008. Incorrect decision and insensitive decision making of the banks made industries across the world face one of the biggest financial crises in the history. There were recessions, there were complete unemployment, and even the global banking system could not control itself. Lehman Brothers and many other banks announced bankruptcy during this period. So people slowly started getting a feeling that banks are manipulating policies for their own self-interest or for their own profits, which is probably one of the reasons why financial crisis of 2008 happened. But do you think this thinking came up only because of a financial crisis? No. If you look into economics, there is a particular school of thought, Austrian school of thought, which mentions central bank's interference in the monetary policy of the country is not going to be for the good. Because after a point, it is going to have a reverse hit on the economy. Now, let's speak something regarding Bitcoin mining. See, now these are the complex computers where Bitcoins are created. Now, this is a Bitcoin mine. Okay, so if at all you had a picture of somebody wearing yellow hats and fully working up in mud or soil, no, that is not what Bitcoin mining is all about. These are the places where Bitcoins are mined. These are the computers which are responsible for Bitcoin mining. These computers run day in and day out, solving complex mathematical problems. So can you just think of the kind of complexity the problems will be having? Because these many high definition computers have to work day in and day out for months to solve a particular algorithm. And once their LHS is equal to RHS, hence proved, a Bitcoin is generated. Okay. Result of Bitcoin mining is twofold. First thing, new coins are generated. Second thing, in the process, high definition computers are solving complex transactions, which means the entire security is getting verified. Okay. Whenever the Reserve Bank issues a particular currency, we just have a checking. Okay, this is fine. Then there are some symbols inside where you can detect there is a fake currency or not. Those security measures are comparatively lesser. We know the kinds of black money that is available in the market today. But whenever it is a computer that is solving these computations and whenever it is a computer that is generating a Bitcoin, it is going to be highly secure, which means if you want to destroy a Bitcoin or if you want to create a duplicate version of that, you are going to have a very tough time. Just like that, you cannot print currencies or you cannot create copies of Bitcoins. If you want to create a copy of a particular Bitcoin, you have to find a high definition computer or computers like this, and you have to make them work. Now, these computers also ensure double spending do not happen. Double spending is nothing but the counterfeit currencies. Kallapan, okay, the black money generation is completely under control because Bitcoins are generated by complex computers. So if the same algorithm comes again, they will completely reject it because they know that particular algorithm was already generated or that particular Bitcoin was already generated. So if you try to generate a duplicate copy of that Bitcoin, these computers will be rejecting it outright. Okay? And Bitcoin miners get awarded in terms of Bitcoins. Now, what happens to Bitcoin after all of them are mined? What all of them? Is there a limit or number of Bitcoins available on the planet? Yes. Only 21 million Bitcoins can be mined on Earth. Okay? That is, after 21 million are generated, there will be no Bitcoins available in the whole planet. How is that even possible? It is possible if you find petrol as a non-renewable energy. If you think that coal is a non-renewable energy, why not Bitcoin? This is a speciality of Bitcoin. It is having limited supply. Just 21 million Bitcoins will be available in the whole planet. And once the entire 21 million is mined, supply will be completely exhausted. As of the latest statistics, around 18 million have been mined, another 2 million to go. And once the 2 million is also mined, the entire supply comes to a still. So what do the miners do? The miners will be getting paid for the transactions happening in the market. But there is another side to this Bitcoin mining. You have seen the number of computers which are working day in and day out. There is a lot amount of energy consumed for the purpose of Bitcoin mining, because high definition or high level machines work day in and day out, consuming a lot of power to generate a Bitcoin, which means on the other side, Bitcoin mining is facing a complaint of huge power utilization. That is one side of Bitcoin mining. But from that, Bitcoin mining is a very curious process to understand. Now, we'll wait for the time when the actual 21 million is reached. So coming to a practical scenario, how do I buy Bitcoin? Because now I understood I cannot create a Bitcoin because all I have is a small laptop with me. And even I'm not interested very much into mathematics also. So let me rather buy a Bitcoin. Somebody will mine a Bitcoin and let me get a Bitcoin. Okay. Getting a Bitcoin is very difficult because one Bitcoin comes to around 40,000 US dollars. Okay. So if you're really curious enough, all you can do is you can just get a fraction of a Bitcoin. Okay. Choose a crypto exchange. Just like we have stock exchanges available in the market, we have crypto exchanges. Go to the crypto exchange, decide on a payment option, place the order, and select a safe storage option. For example, Coinbase is an example of a crypto exchange. Okay, so we'll just see how the Coinbase. So this is Coinbase. So you're selecting Litecoin to be purchased, and type in how much amount you want. $25. It's a one-time purchase. Then make a payment. I'm making the payment using Bank of America card. Okay. I make the payment, I get this much of Litecoin. I get 0.128 something of Litecoin. Every cryptocurrency will be denoted as LTC, BTC. If it's a Bitcoin, Bitcoin will be denoted as BTC. Okay, all these are different types of cryptocurrencies available, but the most famous ones are Bitcoins, Litecoins, etc. Anyone you can purchase. Okay, so purchase for whatever money you're having, they will tell you how much is that of a Bitcoin. So 0.128 of a Litecoin, you can get it using $25. Okay, now how do I store the Bitcoin? Because point number 4, as I mentioned, select a safe storage option. Okay, because don't think that Bitcoins are very, very safe. This Mt. Gox, which is one of the very famous crypto exchanges, they faced millions losses because all the Bitcoins were stolen. Okay, so stealing can happen when it comes to Bitcoin. So you have to select a proper storage option. See, I can go for storage in a digital wallet. It can be hardware based or web based. I can in my computer desktop, or I can just print my private keys and keep them very, very safe. So make sure your private keys are not available to anybody. And the problem is, even if you lose your ATM PIN card, you can go to the bank, you can reset it. Here, you do not have a central bank. You have nobody to go to. If you go to a crypto exchange and tell them that I have forgotten my private keys, they'll be like, forget your Bitcoins also. Okay, because you are never going to get your Bitcoins back if you forget your private key. So private key has to be kept very, very safe. How can I store Bitcoins? There are two major methods by which you can store Bitcoins. One is a hot wallet. Hot wallet means using an online wallet. The one that I showed you right now, Coinbase, is actually a hot wallet. They will give you a wallet of their own where you can store your Bitcoin. Okay, so it will be on internet connected devices like mobile phones, computers, anywhere you can keep a wallet. Okay, just like Amazon wallet, you can maintain it and you can keep your Bitcoin safe inside that wallet. But the problem is, since it is connected to internet, anybody can access your Bitcoin. Okay, if at all they get your private key, and if your Bitcoin is available online, they can access your Bitcoin and they can simply steal it away from you. Okay, so though hot wallet appears to be a convenient method of storing, do not do not go for hot wallet if you are thinking of retaining your Bitcoin on a long-term basis. If you're frequently trading, yes, hot wallet is the best alternative. But if you don't want to frequently trade, you just want to buy it and keep it safe, means don't go for a hot wallet. Another one is cold wallet. Cold wallet means it is a hardware wallet. Just like a USB drive or just like a pen drive, you can store your Bitcoin into that pen drive and you can keep it safely in your cupboard. Okay, all you have to do is attach a pen drive. There are certain pen drives specifically meant for this. So you can use that, attach it to the desktop, copy your Bitcoin data, copy your Bitcoin into that, and you can keep it safely. That is a hardware wallet or a cold wallet. Completely your cryptocurrency will be removed from the internet or your storage device or your computer, and it will be kept in a safer place. That is a cold wallet. So either way, you can store your Bitcoin. Now, coming to the Indian scenario, or before that, let me just tell you one more thing. Just a few precautions regarding Bitcoin. See, Bitcoin is, yes, a fantasy. It is still a fantasy. The more you read about Bitcoin, you actually get curious. See, the creator is an anonymous computer program or programmers. Whoever creates a Bitcoin is just a machine. Currency is completely digital, and the methodology that is used to create this particular currency is very complex for a common man to understand. So I think even now when I try to explain it to you, the cryptocurrency, the cryptography, it is very difficult to understand what exactly happens there. Okay, and storage, yes, these currencies are stored in users' computers. For us, currencies are stored in proper wallets or proper chest places in particular banks, but here it is stored in users' computers. See, if you're using Bitcoin, you are going to trust your money to a complex system that is very difficult to understand. Okay. You are trusting, or you're going to trust your money with people you have no idea about. When you store it in a wallet, your money is there, but who is holding your money? We don't know. But whenever you deposit your money in a bank account, say for HDFC Bank, your money is there with HDFC Bank. Okay. Here, where is your money? It is somewhere there. It is somewhere there in the wallet. Okay. And you're going to leave it in an environment where you have very limited legal recourse. Somebody comes and steals your money, you have nobody to go and express your concern to. But when it's a bank, it's a totally different scenario. But can I just stay back? Can I just stay away from all these Bitcoin thing? Not really. RBI Deputy Speaker in his recent speech announced the decision of RBI to check the viability of a central bank digital currency. See, here they are bringing about a small tweak. Cryptocurrency, I told you the unique feature is it is going to be decentralized, or it is decentralized. Okay, but that is a major drawback when it comes to governments, because governments will have no control over such currency. So what India government is planning is for a central bank regulated digital currency, so that central bank is in control of this currency, but it is digital also. Okay. So again, cryptocurrency and regulation of official digital currency bill 2021 is going to be tabled in the parliament, which means that even the central government is not just looking at cryptocurrency, it is accepting cryptocurrency or Bitcoins in its way. So on one side, yes, Bitcoins are decentralized. There is nobody to control you. It is absolutely, you have the freedom to generate the currency. You have the freedom to transfer the currency. It reduces the central bank intervention. Central government cannot arbitrarily increase the rate, decrease the rate, decrease the money supply, increase the money supply. Nothing is possible. Each transaction is verified by a computer system, which means accuracy will be on the dot. Today, you take a bank statement, you will find some error here and there. That is why we learn bank statement reconciliation, all these things, because it is at the end of the day done by a human at the end, and accuracy can be compromised here and there. But when it comes to Bitcoin, underlying technology is blockchain technology, completely done by computers and network, and accuracy will be on the dot. And it is going to be trans borders. A person in India, a person in US, a person in Argentina, anybody can use Bitcoin. But if I want to go to US, I need to get my money converted to US dollars. If I want to go to UK, I want to get it converted to pound sterling. So such conversion requirement no longer exists. It is going to be a trans-border currency, one currency for the entire planet. On the other side, though we say it is decentralized, remember the Bitcoin mining. Bitcoin mining is not something that me or you can just undertake. It has to be performed by high definition computers, and we cannot own these high definition computers. These high definition computers are owned by a particular group of people. So which means though you say it is decentralized, creation of Bitcoin gets done by only few persons. Now, the technology and the underlying complexities are too much for the ordinary people to get it. So at least I think with so much of points shared, you might have got at least a small idea regarding what Bitcoin is. But to be entirely convinced about how a Bitcoin is, it is very difficult for an ordinary man. Okay? And fixed money supply. Yes, as I told you, 21 billion or 21 million Bitcoins are only available in this planet. When the supply is fixed, there are high chances for deflation in the economy. So if such a phenomenon sets in, central government will have no control, because central government is not controlling Bitcoins. If the central government wants to push money into the economy or push Bitcoin into the economy, it is nowhere possible to do that. So yes, on one side, it is a fantasy. On the other side, it is something worth the future. So yeah, even if Bitcoin fails or it is ultimately going to be regulated, but Bitcoins definitely are going to play a major role in the future currency of the economy. And it is not just a bubble, it is definitely here to stay. So thank you to all my listeners. I hope I was able to give you at least a vague idea regarding what Bitcoin actually is. Looking forward to your feedbacks.
I think it was a very nice presentation. And any doubts or any clarification needed? I think members can unmute and ask for any clarification, please.
Devika?
Yes, sir.
Whether this cryptocurrency is legally valid in India?
It is yet to be legally valid. That is the bill that is waiting to be tabled in the parliament. Cryptocurrency and regulation of official digital currency bill. It is as of now, central government has not accepted Bitcoins in the country, but it is very soon going to be legal.
No, it is not illegal. Now, whether
it is not mentioned as illegal, but it is not mentioned as legal.
And who will deciding this conversion rate?
Which conversion rate, sir?
You are telling this Bitcoin is valid, $1 is one Bitcoin is valid for $40,000 or something like you told. Mm-hmm. Who is deciding that conversion rate? What is authority?
Cryptography exchanges. It will be happening in the exchanges based on the demand and supply in the exchange. The price is fixed, just like the stock market.
And this Indian currency is also valued that way. Indian currency versus Bitcoin, there is a value is there.
Yes, Indian currency, but it has to be first converted into dollar, and from dollar you can go to Bitcoin.
Thank you.
Devika, Sangeeta Kumar is asking a question, and who decides the complexity of algorithms to be proved by computers?
Who decides the complexity? It is what there is no such person deciding the complexity of algorithm. That algorithm is simply put inside the Bitcoin mining. Like Bitcoin, if you want to generate a Bitcoin, they will give you a particular algorithm. The system itself will give you a particular algorithm, and you have to just go on solving it and then generate the Bitcoin.
Oh, it is clear to Sangeeta. Sangeeta Kumar.
Yes, hi, Devika. This is
Yeah.
Sangeet.
Hi, Sangeeta.
My question was like, who is putting these algorithms into the computer? Like, for solving it. Like there has to be somebody who must have designed, or on what basis is that? Like,
There's no
it is a
specific-
complex algorithm.
There is no specific design. They say that if, like for example, if a particular formula is getting solved, like if you want to go hunting for a new Bitcoin, when you give that system that particular input, the system itself will have to go on solving it. There is no particular person suggesting, okay, this is the algorithm, you finish it off, you get a Bitcoin. It is not like that. Because see, whenever you go for coal mining, you don't know where exactly the coal is. You just go on digging and digging. That's the same thing that happens. You just go on solving some algorithm, and once it reaches a point, it will generate a Bitcoin.
Is it that, are there any cases where, such algorithms have never been proved, like the LHS has never become equal to RHS and Bitcoin has not been generated?
Yes, those are the pending 3 million coins yet to be taken up. Because on the whole, we have mined only 18 million coins. The remaining 3 million, we are yet to solve it. So those algorithms are yet to be solved.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Hi, can I ask a question?
I have a question.
Yeah. Ms. Devika, who issues these exchanges? Are they regulated or something?
No, these exchanges are not regulated by anybody. It's people's currency. People decide, and see, there are 10,000 different types of cryptocurrencies available. Anybody can create a particular currency if you have an underlying blockchain technology and cryptocurrency technology. It depends upon how your product is received in the market. So if people are convinced, okay, this one is good, let me start transacting in this currency, then they will start transacting in that particular currency. Nobody is suggesting that Bitcoin only should be used. You can use Bitcoin, Bitcash, anything. It's up to you. So you launch that particular cryptocurrency. If the people are convinced, they'll start transacting in that currency and your currency will be becoming popular.
Now the India government already declared that they are moving towards the digital currency. That means are they going to create our own cryptocurrency, or we are adopting some already available currencies like Bitcoin, etc.?
From what I've read in the news, they are going for a central bank digital currency, which means central bank plans to regulate this currency, because I guess the nomenclature says it that way. The benefit or the most popular point of a Bitcoin is it is decentralized without anybody's control. We both of us can decide, okay, how much should we send, how much should we receive. But here, government is actually planning to come with a central bank digital currency, which means India government is going to bring about its own version of a currency, which they call it as a cryptocurrency, but there will be a government or a central bank regulating that currency. So it is going to be not exactly a Bitcoin model. It is going to be a regulated version of a digital currency. There will be somebody looking into your transaction.
So what could be the difference between when you're talking about digital currency, how is it different from this type of cryptocurrencies?
Digital currency, you don't have to actually exchange money. Like if you want to exchange money with somebody in, if you want to just make a payment trans borders, you can use this Bitcoin. or you can use this virtual currency. You don't have to actually have the currency in the market. So if central bank is going to come up with a digital currency, it is going to have absolute control. Okay, these are the digital currencies available in the market. So they can reduce this duplication to a major extent, black money to a major extent when they come up with virtual currency, provided they come up with a proper cryptography and with a proper technology. Otherwise, it is going to double the black money economy.
Okay, this digital currency you're talking about of the Indian government, would it be something like have a paper currency of 1 rupee and that will be translated as a digital 1 rupee? Is it like that?
Not exactly the version of it. They will come up with a particular, it will be just like a commodity. For example, think of shares. Shares are offered into the stock exchange. So IPO, you first do an IPO and shares are available in the market. So here IPO is the mining process. So you do a mining, you make these currencies available in the exchange, then the exchange will decide what is the buy and sell price. That will be the concept. It's not going to be exactly 1 rupee available in the market, exact 100 rupee available in the market. So I purchase 100 and a 1 rupee, it makes 101 rupee. No. They will make available certain currencies in the market. You trade in the market and you decide what the value of the currency should be.
Okay, so when you mine for a cryptocurrency, what value would it have? Suppose you.
When you actually mine, you will not be having any value. The miners will just be getting rewarded in terms of bitcoins. See, whenever you do an IPO, it is highly fluctuating. You get whatever price people say. But once the coin comes to the stock exchange, then the stock exchange will buy and sell. So probably when a Bitcoin mines, it might be somewhere around some $10,000 or maybe some $100 or something. But once it enters the exchange, people buy and sell. Today, the latest price is 40,000 US dollars. So that is the market psychology.
Okay, so when you start mining, what exactly is the process now? I don't know whether I got it wrong because you said the algorithms have to be solved by the computers, the complex algorithms.
Yes.
So what if I want to mine a Bitcoin, what would I do?
First, you have to get all these supercomputers, then program the computers into Bitcoin mining. So it'll come up with few algorithms or a few computational problems actually. And then you have to go on decoding those questions, and finally you have to get that LH is equal to RHS concept. And once that is done, a particular coin will be generated.
So these computers will be with this exchange people? Or
no, with the Bitcoin miners. If sir is a miner, you will be having your own supercomputers. You can have these supercomputers run all the day for some months or something, so that they finish this algorithm and they generate a particular Bitcoin. Somewhere in these algorithms in the world, there are Bitcoins. So when that LHS somewhere equals RHS, there you will find a Bitcoin.
Oh, so what you're saying is you will have to rent the supercomputers.
Yeah, obviously.
How costly is it? How costly is it?
It's actually going to be a lot of money.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's one mining. It's when you talk about mining, you will get one cryptocurrency, or how does it work? How many in multiples or something? If you solve one algorithm, say
if your computers, it depends upon the capacity of your computers. If your computers are good enough, depending upon their definition of technology definition, if they're able to finish off mining 2, 3, 4 can be mined in a day. There are supercomputers owned by Bitcoin miners which produce around 10 to 15 coins per day. So it depends upon the level of technology your supercomputers have.
So what sort of capability should this miner have? What should be his he has to be involved in this solving the algorithm, isn't it?
No, that will be done by computers. No, you can't. We don't even understand what the problem is. So even the supercomputers take months to solve this particular algorithm. We can nowhere get close to it.
So if I'm going for mining, I run the supercomputer. What is the input I'm going to be giving to the computer?
No, input. Okay, if you want the exact technical terms, then I can share it out to you. But to put it on a lighter, on a smaller note, I would say that you have to initiate the Bitcoin mining in that system. Just like you rent out a coal field. So you go to a forest, you clear that full area, you rent out that coal field, then you start digging from one area in search of coal. So till that point where you get the coal, you start digging. So that's how when you run the computers, you program the Bitcoin mining into this, they'll start solving. Somewhere there, their LHS and RHS will be matching and the algorithm will be solved, and there you get a Bitcoin.
That's one area I want a bit more clarity now. When you said this, you program the Bitcoin into it. What exactly does it mean?
No, you have to program the computers to start Bitcoin mining. You just give an input to start Bitcoin mining.
Okay. What's that input I'll be giving?
Oh, you want exact input? Then I'll just get the exact technical terms. Yeah. I'll generate it.
Okay.
I think it's always better to go and purchase rather than go for buying.
if you really look forward to like getting a Bitcoin, you can just go to Coinbase, then get a small fraction of it. Own some 0.128 portion of Bitcoin. All you have to do is just keep it safe. No, maybe if you purchase for some 2,000 rupees, you can just keep it safe. That's it.
Safe.
I was trying to understand whether there's an easy way out.
Yes, obviously that's an easy way out, considering the amount of money you have to spend on the renting of computers, the amount of money you have to spend on your electricity bill and the maintenance and the people you have to employ. It's always safer to go to the exchange and get your Bitcoins for that money.
What purpose do the people still trading in the Bitcoins? What is the objective?
Trading in Bitcoin.
It is not considered as legal in India, but still people engaged in the trading of the Bitcoins. And also there were some news that the significant fluctuations are happening in the prices of Bitcoin day by day.
Yes.
What the people's exact objective for engaged in this kind of trading?
Okay. So, for example, I'm telling. Okay, I am selling an art. Yes. So, for example, I have got something. Like suppose I have an idol from temple, and that is some 3,000 years old. I'm selling it to a person. So I'm telling him, see, give me money in Bitcoin, because I am a Bitcoin holder. I have a Bitcoin exchange. I have a wallet. So I'm asking him to make the payment in Bitcoin. So he also has a Bitcoin wallet. So he'll transfer that entire money to me, and that money will be credited inside my wallet. Nobody will have any idea about this transaction. If ever anybody wants to trace, they will not be ever able to trace this transaction. Now, suppose I have these means. Suppose I have some 10,000 Bitcoins in my wallet. Suppose I want actual money. I will look out for a person who wants Bitcoins. So someone says that. So somebody else wants to buy an idol from somebody else. Okay. So there is another person who's ready to sell some idol there. So he wants to buy that. He wants 10,000 Bitcoins. So I'll sell these 10,000 Bitcoins to him, and I'll ask him to give me 1,20,000 rupees. So he will give me 1,20,000 rupees. My 10,000 Bitcoins will go there. Those 10,000 Bitcoins will be given to another Bitcoin user. That's a motive of people in the Bitcoin.
In that situation, can be treated as a currency? It's a question.
No, it is not a currency. It is just a medium of exchange.
It is termed as cryptocurrency, Bitcoin.
Because currency is a medium of exchange. Cryptocurrency, encrypted currency.
How do you access these machines rented, or can you sit at home and do it, or how do you access it?
The Bitcoin mining machines, or are you speaking about Bitcoins?
Bitcoin mining. You want to do mining
machines.
So you want to do mining, okay? And you rent out these machines. How do you access these machines? Can you sit at home and do it, or?
No, you have to actually get a place like this, and you have to get all your supercomputers connected like this. And from there, you have to get these people who are actually into Bitcoin mining, who actually know the complex algorithms to deal with these computers. So we cannot sit and mine Bitcoin, because it is practically not possible for us with a Windows with such an operating system. It is not possible because maximum we are working on 10. So with that, no, we will not be able to solve. So we have to get such a setup. Then we have to get the people who actually know, who can actually take care of these computers, and then do it.
But Devika, presently the RBI is planning to have a digital currency for instead of our normal currency, no? That is their planning in future.
Yeah, probably first they might launch it as a parallel version, like a digital currency, and then they might check the feasibility. You cannot completely remove the fiat currency out of the economy. It is not possible.
Exactly.
It is going to create a lot of trouble, especially for an economy like India, which is having so much of volume. It is not literally possible. So fiat currency will never be removed completely out of the economy. We will be bringing a parallel currency. We'll be checking the viability of this currency, because what happens is after a point, these governments will be pressured to accept Bitcoins or just open their doors for Bitcoins. So we need to be ready for the future. So that is the reason why we are bringing in our own virtual currency.
Yes.
So we have some control when it comes to our own central government regulated currency. So it will be just going, it will be going to be a parallel existence. You cannot remove one thing completely and bring the other one.
Any other questions?
If I may ask a question, Ms. Devika, just to understand now, you have talked about this Bitcoin so professionally, and what made you and what is your background on this? Are you into some mining or something?
No, exactly. I am, my area of interest is actually financial management. So Bitcoin was something that actually caught my interest quite some time before. Because like any other person, I couldn't understand this logic. But yes, the motive was the central bank's insensitive policy making, which I do agree with everybody, because those people were the reason. So this was a people's currency, and the concept really interested me. It caught my curiosity, and I started researching on this Bitcoin cryptocurrency quite some time before. So right now, even the government, till now, Indian government was like, no, not at all. They're not at all interested. But right now they are like, okay, that kind of attitude. So that is how, that's how I thought, okay, let me share my ideas. Because the problem is when you look into Google, all the articles that we get is on one step above. Nobody explains from the scratch what actually is a Bitcoin. Initially, we will have this confusion whether Bitcoin is cryptocurrency or cryptocurrency is Bitcoin. Actually, Bitcoin is a type of cryptocurrency. So that's how this caught my attention. And actually, I'm not doing Bitcoin mining as of now.
Any other questions?
Thanks, David. It's a well done presentation.
Thank you so much.
For the effort.
Thank you.
I think so far no other questions. I think anyway it was a wonderful presentation. I think as mentioned by Sabu, I think you did exactly like a professional in this Bitcoin mining itself. You know, you're very thorough with all those Bitcoins, and you put in a lot of efforts to study it. You know that's yes. You did very well, excellent. I think we should have done it as a CBA program also. I think. Anyway, we'll think about it after consulting with the chairman.
Sure.
Even the visuals are very wonderful. Really, very different from other.
Thank you so much.
Very good.
So I need not say anything.
So
the participants know they themselves are saying, no, it is a wonderful presentation. So I feel that it's not simply by joking or anything. Really, they meant it from their heart itself. So it was a good presentation, excellent way you presented it. But still, I feel that our people, I think majority needs something from the scratch itself. What is it? How is it generated? And how is it being traded? And now, even though it is being traded as a speculative currency or something, now it is being, yes. So those things, I think we need to have a little bit more coverage. I think I feel that it will be a good topic for our CPE programs in the future. So, Logo sir, endengalum comment undo? Logo sir.
No, already told Mr. Sahu, I really appreciate that presentation. It was so beautiful. Beyond
Thank
my
you.
expectation. Really, congratulations, Devika.
Thank you
I
so
really
much, sir.
enjoyed. I don't know anything about it. It was absolute zero. All negative. You made it.
Thank you.
There is Joseph Thomas sir undallo. Sir, endengalum undo? Any comments? Joseph Thomas sir, are you there? Is it past time, Joseph sir? I feel so. I think. Anyway, it's a wonderful presentation, no doubt.
Thank you so much, sir.
Really compliment you, congratulate you for the excellent presentation. Anyway, I will convey this message to the chairman also. I think he should have been here, and he's busy with some land acquisition problems and running here and there. So great work, keep it up. We will have, I think, full-fledged CP program with a little bit more information on. I think from the very beginning itself, starting from what is it, how it develops, and how it is mining being done, and all those things. I think people may be more interested in that.
Yes, yes.
ശരിയല്ലേ സാർ? ലോകോ സാറിന് എന്ത് തോന്നുന്നു? ശരിയല്ലേ? കുറച്ചുകൂടി ഒരു ഡീപ്പായിട്ട്
Really, എനിക്ക് വന്നത് ഇഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടു. കൂടുതൽ ആളുകൾക്ക് ഇതിനെക്കുറിച്ച് ധാരണയില്ല, പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് സീനിയേഴ്സിനും ഒരു ധാരണകളില്ല എന്താന്ന് പോലും. അതൊരു നമുക്ക് വളരെ സ്കോപ്പ് ഉണ്ട്. വളരെ ലൂസിഡ് മാനുവൽ വളരെ നന്നായിട്ട് ചെയ്തു.
So it's a big thanks to Devika for the excellent presentation. Keep it up.
Thank you.
You did exactly, more than exactly as a professional presenter. I think it's a wonderful way you presented it. And to all the participants here today, I think big thanks for your presence here today. A lot of CP programs are coming. I think tomorrow there is a program. Day after tomorrow there is a program. All programs are coming. Kindly join and make it all a successful one. Thank you very much for your presence here. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.